say we can't be meat because we're made from plants, but every meat on Earth is made from plants. Just because we didn't use an
Okay, I'm still setting up. It's always a pain to get Hangout set up, but the beauty of the pain is I can use my camera and screen sharing to record my show. And I wanted to use both this morning. And I did this kind of quickly because conditions were good for shortwave listening. At least when I started setting up they were, which is about 15 minutes ago. Let me turn the Hangout set up. But the beauty of the painting is I can use my camera. I had to mute my laptop who's showing my broadcast so that I can see the chat room. So what we're trying to do this morning is I got in a new device and I want to try it out. It's for SDRs, like this one right here, the RTL-SDR.com dongle, to prevent medium wave stations from coming in and onto the shortwave band. Now, I've developed a big problem where I live is apparently there is a new broadcast station, medium wave broadcast station, 5.5 miles from me. That's how close the tower is. And in the daytime, they just swamp out this little guy right here. So I can't really listen to shortwave. Now, I have found out, and I have a couple of shows on this guy here. This is the MFJ-904H antenna tuner, normally used to tune your antenna to your transmitter for amateur radio operators. Someone gave me a suggestion, maybe it will tune or filter the medium wave broadcasts that are interfering with this guy right here. And sure enough, when I did some tests, it did. It was working fine. But it is a little cumbersome. Number one, it's kind of big, although this is a very small tuner. As a matter of fact, they call this their, see if I can, they call this their travel tuner because it's small. So I wanted the same, plus, oh, the other thing is you have to tune these three knobs as you change your frequency. Another pain. So I wanted a medium wave filter, and I'm not very good at building things anymore. I used to many years ago, but now I'm too impatient. So one of my subscribers suggested this guy right here, which is made by the same company, RTL-SDR.com, and this is a medium wave filter. Now, they've had the FM band filter out for a while, but they recently came out with this medium wave AM filter that connects directly to this dongle. So we're going to try it this morning, see how it goes. So I'm going to turn the camera off because if I try to do a hangout with the camera on and screen sharing and some software, SDR software working, my computer just get overwhelmed. So I've learned now, I think this is the key to it. If I turn the camera on and then try the other stuff, it hangs in there. So let me first turn the camera off. And I can turn it back on. That's another beauty of doing a hangout. I can turn the camera on and off. So now the camera is off. So now I'm going to share my desktop. And at any time, this can crash. And so I'm sharing my desktop. And I got to get out of this mirror effect. So let me go load, start HD SDR. Okay, now that's running. Let me turn the audio down for a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use HD SDR, I'll get it right in a minute, and see what the effects are of using these two types of filtering. So let me go over to the chat room first and see if I'm even getting out. You guys let me know if the audio and video is okay. I'd appreciate it. Okay, we have Nick. Thanks for coming by, Nick. And we have D-Raff. Hey, D-Raff. And we have James Scooten. I hope I pronounced that right. Good morning. So I'm going to wait a few seconds because there is a delay from real time to when you see what I've just said or done. And see if anybody will give me some feedback about how my audio and video is. Okay, Nick says everything's fine. And like I say, I just hurriedly did this because the band conditions were pretty good right now. I'm in Clearwater, Florida. It is 7 a.m. in the morning on the east coast of Florida. I'm using my G5RG, excuse me, I'm so excited, G5RV antenna, external antenna, and the weather conditions are not too bad. That's another reason why I wanted to get this in right away, is because weather in Florida starting at the beginning of this month has been bad, bad, bad. Storms, rain every day. So there's a break this morning, so I want to take advantage of it. So let's get to the receiver. And we're going to turn the audio back up. And I'll move closer to the speaker. Okay, let's see what mode I've got here. Okay, oh, there we go. It's definitely changing. About 10 minutes ago, WWV on 5 megahertz, which is where I'm at right now, was coming in perfect. And now you can see on this that we've got some little signal on the side here. And then I don't know what this is here. And it's over here, some kind of interference there. So right now I have the tuner, the antenna tuner in the circuit. There's a switch on the back and I can take it out just by flipping the switch, which I'll do right this minute after I turn the audio back up. Okay, there was a time mark. Now I'm going to flip the switch. Now you can see all that other trash come in. That is, let me turn the volume down. That is the medium wave stations bleeding in. And like I say, they should be at full power now because they go back to full power at sunrise, and it's way past sunrise. And full power for this particular station is 50,000 watts, where at nighttime it's only 1 kilowatt, significantly different. So the tuner is doing its job pretty good. Unfortunately, my signal, WWV, has gotten worse. Let me turn the audio back up for a second. Now I can hear the ticks from WWV, but I'm also hearing some kind of audio. And that could be a medium wave station bleeding in. And that may be what I'm seeing here on the screen. And like I say, I've done a couple of shows on this setup, and the tuner does a pretty good job of filtering out noise. Let me go get the chat room here for a minute. Okay, maybe I didn't see Nick's first comment was he's in the UK. And James Scootin says close enough as far as the audio and video. DRAF says the same. And James says that at 4.750 on my screen looks like a radar signal. That could be. Todd is here from Baton Rouge. Hey, Todd. Okay, now, I think I want to stay on this frequency just for reference. Now, the big problem is it takes me a while to switch things over. So it'll take me a while to install that little filter box. So bear with me. I'm going to try to do that right now. And I've got to disconnect. Okay, so I've got to disconnect the antenna from the. I think what I'll try to do is I think I will try to turn off screen sharing. Let's hope this works. Okay, there's screen sharing. And I'll stop sharing the screen. And now I'll see if I can turn the video camera back on so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, now, hopefully we don't have a dropout of my signal, my broadcast on YouTube. So I'm going to take this dongle loose. And now, of course, the audio is gone because it has no antenna. Then I have to take this adapter off the back of the tuner box. And then I take the antenna, the G5 RV antenna loose. So now it's out of the circuit. So now I will plug in this RTL-SDR.com filter to the dongle. Without trying to break any connectors. Okay, I think I got that tight. So now I will take this adapter off that I needed for the tuner, and I will plug in. First, I will connect the adapter, antenna adapter, to this little box. Like I said, you can see that it takes a while to switch this over. So band conditions could change and all that time. Now I'm hooked the antenna up directly to that. And you might be able to hear it in the background, probably not. Okay, so there's the setup. There's the dongle. And I think this tuner will work with other dongles as long as they have the right connection. This connector, this adapter here, comes with this guy right here. And then it goes to the HF antenna. So now I'm going to turn off the camera. And we're going to go back to screen sharing. And we're going to share everything. And then we're going to go back to HD SDR sharp. Now I can't switch, when this setup, I can't switch the filter in and out. So let's just turn up the audio. So there's WWB. The waveform here looks pretty much like when I had the antenna tuner in the circuit. So the local medium wave stations don't appear to be coming through. They may be sneaking through, but I don't think they're coming through. So the filter is working. Plus, it's much more convenient than that using that tuner box and having to manually tune on every frequency. Let me go back to the chat room, see how things are going. Yes, Todd, you are exactly right. That is the station on 820 medium wave. The transmitter is 5.5 miles from me, and it bleeds in tremendously. I mean, when I was trying to use, if you go back to one of my previous shows just recently, I was trying to use this RTL-SDR.com dongle to tune shortwave, and 820 was coming in like I was tuned to 820 instead of shortwave. So yes, that is the station, Todd. I'm wondering how you knew it was that station. Just curious. So let me go to another frequency. Let's go to 10 megahertz. Whoops. Whoop, wrong button. Okay, so there's 10 megahertz. I'll turn the audio back up. Okay, 10 megahertz is pretty strong. Now I'm still hearing something real low in the background, and I'm wondering if it's that medium wave station at 820 kilohertz. Let me try something here. It will take me a few seconds, so bear with me. I'm going to take out the medium wave filter, and you can watch the screen as I do that. So here we go. I'm disconnecting the medium wave filter, and I'm going to hook the antenna, my G5RV, directly to the dongle. That's the original setup I had when I was having so many problems. Having a little problem getting that connector off of the filter. Okay, now I'm connecting the antenna directly, and you can see all those signals, all that noise come in on my shortwave band. Look at that. Now let me try to listen to WWV on 10 megahertz. There it is. That's the station. That's the medium wave station bleeding in, and it's all across the band. Look at all this junk now that's coming in, and it's all over the band. I mean, it's like every, I don't know, megahertz or tenth of a megahertz. It's about, about a tenth of a megahertz apart. And it's all over the band. Look at this right here. Let me see what this is. Stand by. That could be it. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna turn it up a little more. That's just booming in. And what I've noticed is that it seems to be what I call parasitic, in that if there is a real station on short wave, it seems to jump, the signal seems to jump on that short wave station and ride it in and overpower it. That's what I'm observing. Let me take a look at the chat room. Good morning, Lewis. Too early for you, Lewis? Yeah, I started so early because conditions were just right and I wanted to capture it, and I wanted to use a Hangout because I can use my webcam and screen sharing and switching back and forth. I can't do both at the same time because it overruns my CPU. Now, Todd says it's a very strong signal. The station makes it all the way to Gulf Shores, Alabama. Yep, that's the one. They are just plastic. Okay, now, so you can see right now I'm tuned to 9.830, and I'm getting that medium wave station just booming in. You can see how strong that signal is right here. Plus, look at all this other junk that comes in. So now I'm going to try to put the filter back on the circuit and leave it on this frequency. So I'm going to turn up the audio, and you can listen as I'm putting the filter back in. Okay, there's no antenna. Okay, there's the filter plugged into the dongle. Okay, there is, I'll turn the volume back down. Okay, there's the antenna hooked up. And the medium wave station we had coming in, you don't hear it anymore. Of course, you don't hear anything else, but you don't hear that station at all. So it's blocked out, and you can see the waterfall here is much, much cleaner. Now, we do have a strong station here at 9.8 something. That might be China Radio. Let me tune to that. No, that's a Spanish station. That could be Radio Habana. It's very strong. I, in Florida, have a number of Spanish stations that come in strong. Some from Cuba, some from South America, and some from South Florida, and they are on shortwave. So that's probably what that is. Let's go back to 10 megahertz. And I'll turn the volume up. Pretty darn good.
At the zone, 11 hours, 24 minutes, coordinated universal time.
Okay, let me look at the chat room. And James says, for times like this, you might try a free program called VB Cable. It's like, yeah, I've seen that program, and I tried to use it probably 6 months ago, and I could not get it to work. And so I just kind of gave it up at that point. I do have, which is even better, is I do have a mixer in this room. Right now, I don't have it hooked up, so I need to do that. And of course, that gives me the capability of bringing in various signals, including external radios, and mixing them. It doesn't give me the capability of what visual VB cable will do, which is mixing audio from computer programs and external microphones and stuff like that. I just need to learn how to use VB cable. That's all there is to it. You are correct. Okay, I think we have accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, which is, and I'm going to shut some things down here. And I'm going to shut the screen sharing down. And then we'll go to the camera. So what I was trying to demonstrate is, does this, and this dongle was $17 off of Amazon. You can also get it from directly from the RTL-SDR.com website. I think it's $2 cheaper. And it does work. So it does solve, for the most part. I saw a little hint of that medium wave station coming in. But for the most part, it knocked it down. And I can use that instead of this thing, which, like I said before, you have to tune this thing for each frequency that you are listening to. So that's kind of a pain, where this, the filter is there, it's doing its thing, and you don't have to make any adjustments. So are there any questions before I call this a wrap? This is definitely a great $15 or $16 investment if you've got problems with medium wave stations interfering on shortwave. Or, like I say, they sell another one, which is for filtering out the FM band, FM commercial band, 88 megahertz to 105 megahertz or 107 megahertz, something like that. Filters that out. I don't have a bleed over on that. That's about it. Let me check the chat room and then we'll shut her down. Okay, James says he bought the same filter and he loves it. It seems to be working great, James. And I can't remember who told me about it. I knew that they had the FM filter, but I didn't know they had the medium wave filter. So yeah, this is a good solution. I got to be a little careful though, in that it puts extra weight on the dongle connector. So what I've done right now, as you can see, I'm using a USB extender cable so that I don't have so much pressure on my USB port on my computer with this and this hanging on it. Probably not a good idea. This is a fairly good quality USB cable. It's heavily shielded, so I don't think I'm getting any interference on it. I could be, because it is quite long. It's 3 feet long, so it's really too long. But by using that, I could get from the computer, which is down on the floor, up to my desktop, so I could show you the equipment. So that's about it. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Like I say, I realized this was a very early broadcast. I didn't announce it. I just want to capture conditions on shortwave while they were good before the next storm rolls into my area. It's been storming since the 1st of June, almost every day, and it will continue at least for the next 2 weeks. So I have to be kind of careful when I hook up my HF antennas, or any of my antennas for that matter. I've been running around connecting and disconnecting antennas every day to prevent from getting a lightning hit. But that's it. Let me see if there's any other questions, and then we'll call it a wrap. James says, I have that mixer hooked up to my PC and use it as my sound card. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. Okay, we have Daryl, and Daryl says, I just wanted to thank you. I purchased the RTL-SDR dongle and having a blast of it so far. Keep the videos coming. All right, you're welcome, Daryl. I'm very impressed with this dongle for the price. Now, I don't have any really expensive SDRs, standalone SDRs. I've got radios that are tabletop radios that have SDR technology, I'll say, in that you can control them. But this is not the most expensive SDR dongle I have. I have one that someone sent me, one of my subscribers sent me. It's a no-name. It has 2 connectors, one for HF, one for VHF, and it doesn't work very well, and it was $50. You see those all over eBay with different names on them because they buy them from China, slap a little decal on it, and call it theirs. They don't work too well. At least the one I got didn't work too well. I have a Fifi SDR, which a gentleman gave me, and it's about $125. I think it's from England or Europe someplace, and it works great on HF. Doesn't work too good on VHF, but it works excellent on HF. It's $125. And of course, there's dozens and dozens of other SDRs out there up to $6,000. The one is quite popular. It's called SDR Play. It sells, I think, for about $150, and you can get the first version of it for about $125 used. I would like to get one of those. I've seen reports on that, and they've been very good. So I'd like to get one of those. But this at $24.95 off of Amazon is a terrific buy. So that's about it. Yeah, James says he borrowed a friend's SDR Play, and it was awesome. And the reviews of it, I've seen people say it's awesome. I'd like to get my hands on one. Okay, that's about it. We're going to call it a wrap. Again, thanks for everybody for stopping by for our little test of this medium wave filter from RTL-SDR.com, who also makes this SDR. Have a great day. Bye-bye.